Hey everyone. Are you always busy, constantly reacting, but at the same time wondering, did I even do the right things today? So in this video, we're going to be talking about the prioritization framework that helps business owners get the right things done and how I use it and how you can use it. So the framework we're talking about is called the Eisenhower Matrix. And in a nutshell, it helps business owners and leaders of any level stop reacting to the urgent and start leading by focusing on the important. The idea behind all of this is that it's important to understand that being busy is not the same as being effective. That proactive leadership is where you do important but not necessarily urgent things. And so at the end of all this, I'm hoping to communicate and show you that systems beats willpower, and that this tool, the Eisenhower Matrix that we're gonna go over, is gonna help you stay grounded when things get really chaotic. So if you are new here, hello, and my name is Jared. I've lived in a state of burnout before, chasing what is really loud, what feels really urgent, instead of what is actually important or what is lasting. And when I got those frameworks correctly, it changed the way I led. I led others, I led myself, I led my family. And honestly, I mean, in a nutshell, it changed everything. So in this whole thing, in this video, and this is part of a practical productivity series, these are going to be real tools that I'm going over for small business owners to reduce stress and hopefully help you lead with clarity. So in a nutshell, we are going to be going over three things. What is the tool, how it helps me, and how you can apply it. So here is the tool right over here. It looks something like this. So on the top portion right over here, what we're looking, these are all the things that are very important. On the bottom portion, these are things that are less important. And then on the left side, these two squares are things that are very urgent. And then on the right side, these are things that are less urgent. We're gonna look at this in a nutshell and start to break things down with some practical examples. So hopefully this can make more sense to you. So we're gonna call the upper left hand very important and very urgent things quadrant 1. Essentially, these are fires, these are health emergencies, these are any kind of crises or last minute events. These are things you cannot foresee. On a personal level, this is you finding out that someone is really sick in the hospital and you have to go visit them right now. That's a really important thing to go do and something you could not foresee, and life just happens. These are the fires that happen. These are crazy customer service issues that come up and you've got to deal with them and stop everything right now. Or same with anybody on your team. This is anything important and urgent. These are fires that need to be dealt with. At the same time, these are very practical things as well. Sometimes when you have neglected something for a long time, eventually things blow up, and those are fires that maybe you could have kind of foresaw, but you didn't really think about them. So these, again, everything under here are the crazy fires that you have to deal with. The goal of this quadrant is to manage, contain, and prevent these fires. What we mean by managing them is literally sometimes you've got to get through it. You've got to figure it out. There's nothing else that can be done. You got to get through it. What we mean by containing this thing is there are some times when you have multiple fires going on when the best thing you can do is literally to just contain them. To be like, I'm going to let that one keep burning, but this one right over here, I am going to do my best to like really focus all my energy. That one will burn. This one I'm going to contain. Again, sometimes it's just crisis management. But the goal, and it's the third one right over here, it's to prevent these fires. We're going to talk a lot more about prevention when we get to quadrant 2. But before we do, let's look at quadrant number 3. These are things that are less important, but they are very urgent, or at least feel very urgent. Super simple example. Think of endlessly emailing, like looking at your email. Oh, bing, bing, bing. Did I get a notification? Did I get this? Did I get this? They feel important because you're getting alerted every time, but they're really not that important at the end of the day. Some emails might be important. Some notifications on your phone might be important. Some interruptions to your workday might be very important. But at the end of the day, the majority of them, these are things that are less important, but they feel urgent. This is when you spend the majority of your day kind of doom scrolling, checking emails constantly. You're doing stuff, but you're really not getting the real work done. And so the goal of this quadrant, if you start to identify the tasks that you're doing, the goal here is to minimize these things or to delegate them off. Delegate them off to an AI system or to an administrative assistant or someone or something that can automatically do this for you. Depending on the scale of your business at the time, right? You may not be able to hire an administrative assistant, but you might be able to put some filtrations in place so as to not constantly get endless emails at the top of your email inbox. Or it could even be to delegating it to your phone to manage certain parts of your email inbox. The goal here, again, is to spend less time here. Because if you're constantly spending time here, you might feel like you're being productive because you're getting little things done, but you're not getting the real important work done. Quadrant number 4 is really, really important. And these are things that are less urgent and less important. They're moderately good, but done in excess are extremely bad. Very simple example. This might be watching some TV. That's great. Fantastic to enjoy a good TV show or being on social media. That's great for a little bit of time. The minute it turns into excess, the minute it turns into waste, then you are completely wasting time here. And the goal essentially in a nutshell is either to eliminate this, to not spend time here, or very little to none to no time at all. And as we're situating this and as we're thinking about this, the idea that I'm hoping is going through your head is like, how am I spending my day? Am I spending my day in quadrant 1 or in quadrant 3 or in quadrant 4? What I have found for a majority of leaders is that they'll spend a ton of time in quadrant 1, firefighting, adrenaline pumping. You're doing this, you're solving that, you're getting that done, you're taking care of this. You're drained at the end of the day. So rather than being fully present and focused at home, where your presence really is going to matter long term, you'll end up drained, tired, and you'll binge watch TV, ignore family time, or maybe just be doom scrolling on your phone. And so you'll jump between quadrant 1 and quadrant number 4. You'll flip-flop back and forth. In that process, and this is what's scary, right, is you don't actually spend time in quadrant number 2, which is what I really want you guys to think about, is this is spending time in places or with tasks and with projects and with people that are both important but not necessarily urgent. These are things like relationship building. On the home front, for me, maritally, this means going on a date with my wife or having family movie night or eating dinner together. It's relational building time. At work, it might be a little bit different, right? But it's spending one-on-one check-in time with different team members. Everything, it's about building and almost preventing things. It's building trust. Part of this includes planning. See, if you're constantly spending time firefighting, right, or doom scrolling, you don't spend time planning, laying out goals and thinking through why you're not hitting that goal mark, but also and what you can do about it. So planning, prevention, that goes back to the other one, right? So let's say you were fighting a fire today and you realize an employee quit all of a sudden and boom, now you have to deal with this. Great. You need to solve that, but you need to spend some time to think about, to say, what could I have done differently? And you may not have been able to do anything. However, what could we have done? What systems could we have been in place? What could have been done to prevent that specific fire? You're not always going to be able to prevent all the fires, but by taking time to think about these kinds of things, right, to think about how you're going to prevent those fires, all of a sudden, you're now doing important work, and with time, you'll end up compounding things and lessening your fires, but also building really important things. The other one, I just jumped in here, reflection after a crisis. That's literally what I was just talking about. After you solve a fire, after you have a fire, you want to be able to reflect on it. Having good sleep. I cannot underestimate or undersell or oversell, I cannot oversell the value of taking care of yourself as a leader. Because when you fail, when your health fails, the whole team eventually comes crumbling down. Sleep is a really basic thing. Exercise, right? Sleep, exercise, doing things that are actually taking care of you as, although you're more than a tool for your business, of course, but the tool of your business, right? Like, you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of the tools, including yourself, although you're not a tool, right? But you need to take care of yourself and people and relationships. Are you taking time to learn, to engage, to cast vision, to think about your future, right? To reflect upon the past and where you're going, where you want to be. How is your team doing? And so all of these things in quadrant number 2, the goal here is to maximize the amount of time you spend here. In a nutshell, here's how I want you to think about this Eisenhower matrix and how this can help you. It can help you, as it has helped me, moved from being productive rather than just busy. It can give you, as it's given me, permission to let go of low value tasks. Those are tasks in quadrant number 3 that are tasks that are important or that feel important and feel urgent. And they are urgent-ish, but they're not really that important. This helps you really reduce overwhelm fundamentally when you begin to, again, in quadrant 1, you're managing them, you're containing the fires, you're preventing them, but you're also minimizing or delegating low value tasks. Maybe not even to others, you're not delegating them to others, but you're delegating to a future date. The other one right over here is quadrant number 4, where you're literally not spending time here because you already have plenty of energy reserves because you're spending important time taking care of yourself, eating well and doing supplements or all those things, or even all the relational things that need to be done. You're actually doing those things. So again, as it's helped me, it's what I just said. It's helped me distinguish from being the difference between productivity and busyness. It's allowed me to get rid of low value tasks. It's allowed me to reduce decision fatigue. So in the midst of all this, how I think you can apply it is a few different ways. And I actually made a resource for you guys. I'm going to show it on the screen. You can grab it using the link I'm putting below in the description. And it's called How to Get the Right Things Done. As I'm recording this, I haven't put down a visual graphic yet, which I will in a little bit. But it has right over here the key takeaways. It has the Eisenhower matrix, which I will put a visual right over here on this over here, and how you can use it right now. And so I put 4 things on here that I will show you. 1, you could brain dump. Literally write everything down demanding your time and attention. Then number 2, by the way, I recommend you to do this digitally. It can be a little bit easier to do. Number 2, you're gonna sort it. You're gonna label things like either do this, schedule it, delegate it, or delete it. And the idea behind this is to be like, which of these things are quadrant 1 fires that I have to do? Which of these are quadrant 3 less important but urgent? Got to check my emails, right? Got to do the little things. Which of these things are just time wasters, and which of these things are really important but not urgent that I can schedule for the future? The third thing I recommend is to block it. Put out your top priorities. That's your quadrant 2 and quadrant 1 things in your calendar first. Put the most important things in there first. One of the things that I do for me, right, is I literally schedule all of my non-negotiables in my calendar every single week. So that way I know, for example, on a personal home front, every Friday or every other Friday night is a date night. Bottom line, period. So if I'm ever invited to something, I already have it blocked off. It's done. There's obvious exceptions to that, but in general, it's done. It's locked in. Or every Wednesday is dinner at home night. This changes seasons to season for us, and it will for you as well. But the point is that you rhythmically prioritize things. Same thing for work. If there is a standing team meeting that you need to have, you put it in the calendar. It is non-negotiable. You don't let it go, because those things you have already realized and decided that they need to be done every single week or every other week, or insert whatever time you need to do that. Again, number 3 is block it, what I just mentioned, schedule it, and then repeat it. Do this every Friday or do this every whatever day. The last thing I included on here, by the way, is questions to reflect on. And this, I think, is where you're gonna get the most amount of value, is you taking time on your own as a leader to think through some of these questions. That's part 1. And then part 2 is to do that with your team, with your key leaders. This is gonna be huge. Number 1 is like, what's one thing we've been doing that belongs in the delete? That's the quadrant 4 section, right? Like, get rid of it, be done. What are we doing? Is there pointless meetings you're doing? Kill them, eliminate them. Number 2, are you regularly scheduling what matters or just reacting? And again, this might be uncomfortable and difficult depending on how much trust is within the team, but this is huge for you to think about. Are you actually doing what matters? Quadrant 2 stuff, or are you just wasting time looking busy, feeling busy, but not actually moving the needle forward? So yeah, let me know in the comments below how you plan on using this. If you grabbed your free guide, I'd love to know about it. If you're gonna talk to someone about it, please let me know in the comments below. Again, if I'm missing something or if my explanation lacked something, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to talk to you guys and engage about that. The other thing I recommend is download that resource. Again, I'm putting the link right over there, right below, I mean. So please grab it. And I'm gonna put on the screen right now a link to this playlist that I have, which is all about productivity for business owners. And I think this video will fit right into that playlist. So I will see you guys on the next video, and thanks for watching. See you guys, take care.